Hello, everybody. Kristian Jack with the gaffer, Jesse Marsch. You can put away your cough lozenges now. You don't read them down here.
No, I you know what happens is I go away
Yeah.
and then I don't really build up the tolerance for my voice to yell and scream.
Right.
And I don't think I want to practice like yelling at my wife.
No, we don't want
think
that.
that would go well.
No.
I always lose my voice about halfway through camp.
Yeah, like anniversary dinner, you make sure you keep it low,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
you don't want to be practicing.
I try to keep decorum.
Well, hopefully the warm weather will allow you to get your voice back down here. We're here in Fort Lauderdale ahead of the game on Tuesday. Let's do some housekeeping first, if you don't mind. Alfie Jones, do you have an update for us on the oath?
We're having positive movement, let's just say that.
Okay.
And so there's been a lot of people that have really helped us try to push this through in a respectful way, not, because I understand, like, you don't just want to create special cases because Alfie's an athlete, but at the same time, like, we have a World Cup coming up and I've tried to put pressure on people to help us, and they have.
Right.
So hopefully I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Tuesday he can be in a Canadian kit.
Let's hope so. Ali Ahmed isn't here. That was a decision to send him back with the big game. How did that decision go over?
Well, we are going to appeal it, and we are going to make sure that it's not more than one game and all these kinds of things. But I know that it's rare that you are successful in these appellate situations. So with everything that's going on with Vancouver in the playoffs, we just felt that it was best that Ali gets back there and can rededicate himself to his club team and be ready for the playoffs.
Great stuff. And Derek and Kyle, how are they looking after you getting down
They're
here?
both ready to go. They both trained full today and yesterday, so they're ready to go.
Talking to some of your players today, we didn't get to speak to after the game about Thursday. A lot of positive comments, obviously, the character, the confidence, the calmness that came through as well, the togetherness of that. How do you feel after you've had a couple of nights sleep following the game?
Yeah, look, I said it was one of our most important games, and we've been really emphasizing the maturity and the savviness and the intelligence of the group and the personality of handling moments on the pitch. And these are friendlies, and they're not for points, and they're not in tournament play, but I think each experience we've really tried to capitalize the moment that we're together, what the opponent is going to challenge us with, and now responding by being us and the best version of us along the way. And I think that the players should feel really good about that after this match. And like I said after the game, I one of the reasons I have my voice is because I didn't have to yell that much, right? They were in control of the situation, which as a coach, that's what you're trying to create is autonomy, at least in my mind. And so we're getting closer and closer to having that.
And that perseverance can certainly help you going forward in games, no? I mean, you didn't expect that at home so early, but to have that perseverance so early in a game can obviously help you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously now when we're 11v11, can we capture the concentration and the work ethic and the understanding of how to handle every moment the way we did when we were down a man against a good opponent? Can we add that, continually add that to now what it's like to play any opponent? And what I'm really trying to get out of this group in general is that they shouldn't fear anybody, right? Like, they should know that we can be us against any opponent. We can play the way we want to play against any opponent, and we can win against any opponent. And so that's developing.
There's some talk, obviously, about no goal in 7 halves of football, but, I mean, 2 halves of football without an extra player, another 2 halves against Colombia, and another one where you were leading. So there is something within that. Do you know, by the way, how much percentage-wise you guys have trailed under your leadership? How much percentage do you think you've been behind in the 26 games? What would you say would be your guess?
Out of all the minutes combined, and how much have we been behind? I would say around 22%.
12.
Really?
You've only trailed in 12% of the minutes that you played, and
I know we've had a lot of leads.
Yeah,
right. We've had really good first halves.
So what I mean by that is that you haven't had a lot of times to really be behind, and so that again I would have thought on Thursday, although you weren't behind, felt like that in a way. To build that character up of this group.
Yeah.
And so my point now is, I guess, with you not having a game for 4 months, is there a feeling that you want to get that goal, a couple of goals now, and try and work on the attack a little bit to go into next year?
Internally, there's really no panic about.
No.
There's really no concern because we know we have goals in us. If I were in the media and I were looking at us, of course I would make this a talking point. We haven't scored a goal in a number of games now, but I think the performances have been really good. We're creating chances. We showed the team today, like, shots in the last 5 games that we had versus the opponent, shots on goal, us versus the opponent. I mean, this is, for me, maybe the most important aspect is that we have a foundation of defensively how to play against really good opponents. And if we can do that against every opponent, we will give ourselves a chance to win every game. So the fact that we've been so stingy defensively, and by the way, without some of our most important players, not just defenders, but most important players in the team, I think we're trending in really good directions. And I feel really good about the group in total.
13 clean sheets now in 26 games, as I mentioned to you. A couple more with you. We are in Fort Lauderdale, the home of the Florida Panthers, the two-time Stanley Cup champions who play Tampa Bay Lightning today, actually. So we've got John Cooper and Paul Maurice, multiple Stanley Cup winners. I want to bring that up because how do you look at other leaders in other teams? How do you learn from these people in terms of talking, not necessarily talking to get to know them, but being around winners as you try and adapt that winning mentality?
Well, there's a chance that I may meet Paul Maurice after the game on Monday night. And so I love, look, I've been a football coach for a long time. I've been in football. And it's not that I don't like going to see other football coaches or training, but I know who I am and I know what I think is important in the game. Not that there's not other things I can learn, but I have my way. I actually am a lot more inspired by meeting people from other sports and learning about their leadership qualities and what they value in their sport and what they value in their teams. And so, I hope that I get a chance to meet Mr. Maurice. I always love going to other sports games and reading what's happening within the game. I played hockey growing up, so I know a little bit about it. Whether it's been, I'm friends with a lot of different professionals, whether it's baseball, basketball, American football,
and they can all help you in different ways. I'd imagine.
And you can learn what they value, and you can learn what they put into it. You can learn how they communicate with their teams, what they pull out of it. When I was at university, I used to love watching rowing and all these different things. So here we're trying to really maximize what we are and how we're getting there, and I'm really happy with that overall progress. But let's see, maybe I pick up a few things from being down here.
Hey, you can't help but pick up from those guys. Last one for you, Venezuela. What did you see from the game? They obviously just finished their game on Saturday against Australia, 1-0 in Houston. What do you expect from them?
We know them a little bit from last year. They have some different players and now a different coach. They're not a total departure from what they used to be, but there are nuances that are a little bit different. But they're still dangerous on crosses, and they've got some athleticism in their team. They've got a really good midfield core that can move around and be creative and unbalance you. We're going to challenge them again by the intensity at which we play, and see if we can put the game on our terms. And we'll be excited for that. So, another good challenge, but I think one that will be really clear as to what we want to be. Let's get a lead. Let's get a lead and then protect it.
Appreciate that. Just 5 games to go until the World Cup, Jesse. It's getting closer and closer to think about that. Insane. It is Tuesday night here in Florida. Venezuela take on Canada.